It's the Brian and Kindra Show with Brian Cook and Kindra Cox of Keller Williams Realty Elite.
I am Kindra Cox.
I'm Brian Cook.
Between the two of us, we have over 30 years of experience.
Sharing real estate tips and advice. Right here on Classic Hits 1073.
Hey, it's the Brian and Kindra Show with Brian Cook and Kindra Cox.
I think you've lost me already.
Hey, it's not Thursday, but
Alright, so this is Wednesday, like a week early.
We're just going to be overly prepared because I'm going to be sitting on the dock throwing rocks in the lake.
I'm going to be working extra, aren't I?
Yes.
Well, that's alright. I can handle it because then I'm taking off the next week.
That's right.
I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I'm
you'll have
taking
everything
off.
done and organized. When you leave, when I leave, it's just like, hey, welcome to chaos. And I
Yeah,
just run out
it's
the door.
cool. Yeah, I'm not going to leave it organized either. I'm going to let you see what it's like.
Yes.
I'm going to be like, hey Brian, this is like what it's like when you leave.
Yes.
And then you'll cry.
I will be. And then I won't sleep.
Do you sleep anyway?
A little.
Alright, so today, I'm excited. We
Yes.
have Daniel with Pop and Sons.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Daniel, you are going to tell us all about insulation
That's correct.
and gardening, maybe.
If you need it.
We've been getting some tips on that. I just broke in at the last. I don't have a garden because I don't.
I
have
know
time.
I don't have a garden.
I have pumpkins though.
But you know what? I have flowers that lasted all summer.
Awesome.
Like, legit. I
Yes.
mean, my goal was July 4th, and I don't know what today is, but I still have little flowers on my something that's
So
in the
did you
front
keep
yard.
up with the kind of flower it was so you can do it again?
My florist knows what to give me next year.
There you go. Keep yourself covered.
Yeah. And can I just say that I didn't like replace these flowers. Like, I mean, I really kept them alive.
It's the original.
It's the same ones that I got
flowers.
during COVID quarantine. Legit.
Wow.
I know. Like, shout out to Acred Florist right now because I think it's a miracle. She had to have given me like the hardiest ones ever because she knows.
Well, we've got 10 people that work here, or 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And all our plants died.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, hey, I've said like from day one, I'm not watering plants at the office.
I don't either.
Like, I'm
Sometimes
not really
I
sure
do
what
it.
my
I'm
job
like, hey, I don't know what
description
to do
is, but I
today.
know that's not it.
When I get that brief moment, I say, I don't know what to do. And I go water plants.
One time I
That's why
saw
they're all
Gary
dead.
Witt come watering the
I
plants.
felt sorry for him. God. I feel sorry for him.
He felt
We can
sorry
sell
for
houses.
them.
We
Aw.
can't keep plants alive.
All right, so I was gonna make fun of you for something. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember?
The way we work outside, maybe.
Oh yes. Okay, so today it's beautiful because
It
I don't
is.
even, like I said, I don't know what day it is. I just know it's Wednesday. But it's like it's already 90 degrees. I bet outside, and we've had these
Yes.
gorgeous. I don't really like hot temperature, just FYI. But so today it's kind of warm. It's been beautiful. So I like to work outside whenever it's nice like this because we don't have very many
Me
days.
too.
Yeah. So Brian says he's going to work outside, and he sends me a video of what he's doing. He's putting a pork roast on the smoker.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good work.
It smells awesome.
Yeah.
About 2
When
more
I'm on
hours,
my
2
phone.
and a half, we'll be ready.
Excuse me. When I'm outside working, I have my Chromebook, and I have my phone, and I have my little earbud so I can talk on the phone, so I can text, so I can type all three at the same time with my notebook.
I just fork in some seasoning.
Yeah, somebody's working outside.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
So we have this week softball, so you missed it. We'll already won. We
I don't think that's the right term. You should talk to Carrie Ann.
We'll say we already won and moved on to the next whatever it is. But that's why I'm smoking the meetings because we have all the professional.
Oh, that wasn't an office lunch?
There might be a little extra. So the officials and the coaches visiting are going to get some smoked pork barbecue.
Awesome. Okay, so really quick, we took a couple of new listings last week. So we took 502 Trenton Road,
Yes.
3-bed, 1.5 bath,
Yes.
89,000.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I love about Trenton Road. Like, there's just that house and the house across the street. That's it.
Yeah. You say, hey, come to my house at Trenton Road. They're like, there's a street, Trenton Road.
Like, we had to tell the agents where Trenton Road was. Like, it's a great location.
Yeah.
And there's enough room to build a shop.
And the pizza guy's going to get very frustrated with you.
I'm too cheap to pay for the pizza guy to bring me pizza. I sent my son to go get the pizza.
I thought that's because you needed a break.
Well, there's that too.
Sorry.
I was going to say that's why I don't have him move out because I need somebody to go get the pizza.
Okay.
Since we know I don't cook. Okay, and then the other one that we have, I would totally cook in this kitchen. 2230 red cedar. I just totally lost my brain. Okay, 2230 red cedar, 3-bedroom, Could be a fourth bedroom
Could be a
because there's
fourth.
this great office room right whenever you come in the hallway. 2-bathroom. I love that layout. That's like my favorite.
Pretty good layout. I mean, there's hardly.
It's
I mean,
my
there's
second
no
favorite.
wasted space in that.
No, there's not. It's excellent.
Covered porch.
Good kitchen, open concept, of course. Nice fireplace,
Mm-hmm.
and beautiful backyard.
You got an office complex behind you, so you don't have any wild, crazy neighbors.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it's really a good house. I love that house. What's that listed at?
1,989.5.
I was seeing if you knew, because whenever I was typing the listing agreement, like I already had it typed out, ready to send, then you changed it. I'm like, dude, you know I'll never remember now.
Because it was sold by Thursday.
Sold by Thursday. So, y'all,
It won't be on there when you hear this.
it might still be available. So call us if that's what you want, and if it is what you want and it's not available, we'll still find you what you want. All right, do you want to take a break?
Let's do it.
Comfort Zone is a multi-generational company serving Northwest Oklahoma in commercial and residential needs. Plumbing, air conditioning, heaters, refrigeration, sewer and drain cleaning, backhoe trencing, and crane service. And they are your geothermal specialists. Contact them at 580-254-5864 or stop by 116 East Main Street.
It's the 5 hours you spend in the kitchen mastering your famous recipe or spending quality time with your family. Other insurance companies may just see it as a house. It's not just a house, it's your home. Hi, I'm State Farm Agent Kevin Kanzler, and I see your home as the time and memories you put into them. I understand what your things really mean to you, and I'm here to help give them the protection they deserve. My office is located on the corner of 13th and Oklahoma and Woodward, or call me at 580-256-2216 for your home insurance today.
On Point Land Survey can take care of all your residential, commercial, and industrial survey needs. This family-owned and operated business proudly serves Northwest Oklahoma and Southwest Kansas. These lifelong Northwest Oklahoma residents with over 19 years of experience are ready to serve you with the latest equipment and capable trucks to get your job done. Call On Point Land Survey today at 580-256-6757 or at 1918 Main Street in Woodward, Oklahoma, or visit their website at onpointlandsurveyok.com. Professional, trusted, local.
This is Todd McHugh
And Jackie Jones.
with Woodward County Abstract, Dewey County Abstract, and Fairview Abstract. I would like to thank everyone in Woodward and Northwest Oklahoma for choosing us for their real estate title and closing needs this past year. We will be offering new services in 2020, including bilingual closings, internet closings, and digital abstracting.
We look forward to making real estate closings faster, simpler, and more efficient for you in the future.
We want to thank you for your continued support and business.
Hi, I'm Connie Rowland in the mortgage department at Bank 7. Bank 7 is a full-service bank with over 40 years of combined experience. Melinda Russo and I are a dynamic duo team committed to making your loan process smooth. With a variety of loan products, we would love to sit down with you and discuss your loan options in person, or we offer online and over-the-phone application processing. The Woodward branch is located at 34th in Oklahoma. Find us online at mortgage.bank7.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Bank 7 is an equal housing lender in MLS 677297, phone 580-254-0100, where our best investment is you.
Hey, we're back with Daniel with Pop and Sons Insulation.
Okay.
And you guys are out of Clinton or Weatherford?
No, me, I'm dying to ask my question first.
Clinton or Weatherford?
Me first.
Both. We office in Clinton,
Gotcha.
but we have warehouse in we office in Weatherford, have a warehouse in Clinton, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Office in
Okay, go
Weatherford,
ahead.
warehouse in Clinton. Who's Pop?
Pop is my dad, Jerry Parker.
Yes.
Yes, started the business back in the 70s.
Awesome.
He did a ton of work for us.
And then you are son.
I am one of the
Are there
sons.
more sons?
Yeah, we have another son that's in the industry with
Is that
me.
who does
It's my
all the
brother.
real work since you're here?
That is correct.
I thought maybe so.
He would be glad to hear that I owned up to it.
It's on
I got
air.
that on air for him. What's his name?
Terry.
Terry, totally. Shout out to you because I'm you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how this works, isn't it? All right, so are there more sons?
There was 7 of us boys, but there's only 2 of us left in the business. We had one brother that retired back in March. So there were 3 boys still in the business with
Awesome.
that. So
Now, have you brought up any grandsons into the business?
grandson on the way, I brought him up to be in the woods or on the water. I hadn't got him into insulation yet.
I think that's cool. I think it's cool to have a family business like that.
It is.
And
it is.
I mean, there's kind of a legacy that goes with that. It's super cool. But whenever I started in real estate, I don't know, like before I can remember now, I remember seeing the Pop and Sons truck that sticks in your head. You can't get it out of your head. So I've always thought, well, is it really Poppin' Sons or is that just a fun name?
It really is Poppin'
So
Sons.
very cool. Okay, so Weatherford Clinton. So, but you're up here all the time. I see your truck up here all the time.
Yeah, we have 2 trucks in town yesterday. Day before yesterday, we had 1 truck in town. We have taken care of Woodward for a solid 16 or 17 years, just solid. Been
That's
up here a lot.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that. It's hard to get things that we need all the time up here. I mean, we have a great community and we have great contractors, but sometimes there's just a little gap.
We're isolated in the Wild West. We really
Yeah.
are. Yes, that's the way it is.
But there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. Okay, so questions. Are you ready for this?
Sure, shoot.
Okay. I told Brian, I said, this is like the hardest one. I really don't know anything about this, and usually I have a little bit of time to pretend like I'm going to prepare. I didn't even have time to pretend to prepare. So a couple of things, like there's different types of insulation. How many, what kind, how do I know what I need? How do I know if I need to add insulation to my house? Like, give me the scoop.
Well, if you're in a niche structure, then you have options of what type of material to use. But if you're in an existing structure, and the quickest way to save your money and actually get your money back in insulation is to take care of your attic. And the federal guideline says an R38 in this country. We actually recommend an R42. So we generally blow the insulation in the attics, which is a fiberglass material, up to about 14 inches. And that gives you the protection that you need for our area.
Explain R38 and R42. Like in my brain, I have an idea of what that means, but I wouldn't say it out loud. So explain what that really means to somebody.
It just really means
Is it a measurement?
resistance. It's a resistance measurement to the elements.
Okay.
And that's what the R is. And honestly, that's just about as simple as you can put it. It's just a resistance to the elements.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of insulation
Right.
in, so I remember taking, I assume it was physics, when we were discussing R factors, and we had to
I
measure.
remember physics too, but I have no knowledge from it.
We had to calculate the R factor of a sheetrock and the dead airspace between, and cinder block and stucco, and yeah, if this wall is 18 inches thick and it's got all these things, what's the R factor? So everything has an R factor.
Right.
And so we've just discovered that, we have discovered that fiberglass is one of the best
Correct.
R factor materials you can put in your walls.
What
Usually
do you-
they use newspapers.
Right.
I know, and that's crazy. Okay, but what do you suppose the R factor of the top of the Jeep is?
1/8 inch fiberglass. 1.7.
That explains the summer heat. Okay, so yes, newspaper is so crazy to me because that seems like such a fire hazard. But that is how things were insulated back whenever it was lath and plaster walls, right?
Right, yes. They also use cellulose now, some.
Which is still a newspaper product.
Newspaper product. Now they
Yeah.
treat it with a fire
Boric
retardant.
acid.
What is it called?
Boric acid.
Boric acid.
Yeah, and it won't burn.
That's interesting.
We use that application mostly in existing homes that didn't get their walls insulated when the house was built. We can drill and fill that wall with the cellulose type material. It's real fine fiber, so it'll get around the wiring and the boxes, whereas other materials wouldn't fall as easy. And we pressure blow that in the walls, and that's your best application for an existing older home.
They had one back in the 50s or 60s. It was like a little grain.
Zonalite.
Zonalite.
Right.
Asbestos, right?
Yeah, they
Some of
made
that
it
was-
asbestos, I believe, back then. Now it's just basically a foam type material. They still make zonalite. I'd be lying if I said exactly what it was made
Right.
of.
Well, I remember I was remodeling a house.
Don't get
up
him
there
to lying.
on 20th Street. His brother will call him out. Maybe I should be on the radio. Maybe you should be on that. I was up on 20th Street remodeling a house, helping a guy. And I remember he goes, "This is the weirdest stuff. Watch this." And he knocks a hole in the wall and goes, just rains down inside the wall.
Right.
And I was like, "What is that?" And we're messing with it. And
Oh my goodness.
And then I went back and did a little bit of research. I thought, that could be made out of asbestos, maybe.
Yeah. They
Okay.
still sell zonalite,
Yeah.
but it's hard to come by, and application for that is mostly behind, say, or a center block wall. You can pour it in a center block. It'll find every crack. If you have a crack in your your receptacle, it'll pile up in your house. That's how
Yeah, it's fine.
fine
Wow.
and how well it moves.
But when I researched it, our factor on it wasn't
Not-
near as well as the cellulose.
Not real high, no.
Okay, so cellulose, you have to bore into the wall, right?
That's
so how
correct.
big of a hole? How big
Inch
of a
and a
vacuum
quarter,
hole?
inch and a half.
Okay.
One at the foot from the top of the ceiling to one about 2 foot above the flooring. That way we can pressure up and make sure we have a pressure release so we don't blow your sheetrock off the wall.
That's nice. Thank you.
And it also serves the purpose of making sure your material's getting down. You don't have a cross brace in the cavity
Gotcha.
stopping the material flow.
So, I mean, I'm trying to picture that. So, do you do that in between each stud?
That is correct.
It's a lot of holes to patch.
It is. Like, I'm thinking that's a lot of work for me.
Yeah, it would be.
So, I'd have to have help.
Yes. I think my parents did that at their house, but they went from the outside,
Correct.
drilled it.
Yeah. If you don't have
Oh.
brick, you can still do it if you just have lapwood siding, or even if you have vinyl. We have a way in the warm months to pry up the vinyl and work behind vinyl siding. We can still
That's pretty
do that.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so cellulose type number 1. What's type number 2?
Well,
fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
Like the rolly kind?
Yeah, it comes in roll-out insulation. It also comes in a ground fiber, a short fiber material that we blow in an attic through 3-inch hoses and, disperse itself evenly through an attic area.
I've done
So
that.
it's a blanket.
I've done that many times, and
Why didn't you just use a professional?
hire somebody to do it? Well, I was in time crunch, and I'm like, hey, if you buy the stuff at the store, they loan you the machine, and we can do this. And yeah, I think I'll pass.
Which is okay.
It is okay. And I think when I calculated it, in fact, we did it over on Hillcrest on Elam's house, and we did all the numbers, and then, because I think you guys were a week out or something, and John's like, we gotta get this done now, so we went and did it. Then we did the numbers, and we're like, well, it cost us as much as hiring them to do it. Because obviously you buy it all.
Obviously, yes, we
And
did
so
so much.
we paid so much for the insulation that it was about the same price. So,
And
Don't
did you
you
get
love
an
it?
even flow?
We
Because
did
you don't
really
want
good.
this bedroom at a lesser degree because your insulation
that's what I'm
is
gonna do,
getting-
Lord, is I'm gonna take all the insulation out
That's
of the
right.
office room.
Perfect.
That's
Take it all
exactly-
off of your office, put it all in hers.
Yes.
There you
That'll be
go.
great. Then in the winter, we gotta switch it all, so we gotta
Yeah,
break it
that's
back.
gonna be awesome.
Dang it.
I don't think this is really a
Yeah,
solid
that
idea, do you?
No.
Yeah, but yeah, it was we did a good job. I thought, man, that looks really good. Man, I think I inhaled half of it.
I just feel like you should leave a lot of things up to the professionals.
Yes.
Okay, so where do we use these different insulations? Where am I gonna? I mean, cellulose. You already said we're gonna use that in an older home. But what about the rest of it? And so, I mean, I have an older home.
Well, the attic area is where you lose most of your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just want to take care of your attic area first. And so we use fiberglass product for that. It stacks really well. John Manville's products and Owens Corning products. And they're all basically the same type of materials, but they stack well. They don't settle over time like the materials used to. That's why we don't use cellulose in our attics, is because of the settling factor. Mm-hmm. So they had to put a disclaimer about R value dropping so much. Not that it's not a good product, because if you get it deep enough, it is a really good product. But the fiberglass has a lot less dust factor, so we can blow an attic, and in 5 years we can go back and the attic's still at 12 or 14 inches, whatever the application was.
We're going to take a quick break.
Homeowners and business owners, do you want to know how to extend the life of your home or commercial building? Call APC LLC in Woodward. APC specializes in installing high-quality 5-inch and 6-inch seamless guttering and custom commercial guttering. Whether it's a small system or a large system, APC can help. Call APC LLC at 580-571-2384. That number again is 580-571-2384 for all your seamless gutter needs.
Our home is usually our largest investment, and we insure it against damage. One unseen destructive force not covered by most insurance policies is termites, which can infest a house for years before being detected. Termites cost U.S. homeowners an estimated $5 billion annually in treatment and repairs. Using the Centricon termite bait system, JCP Services can protect your home from the threat of a termite infestation. Call 580-334-5380. Again, 580-334-5380.
Stop in to Modern Appliance on Main Street today to see powerful Maytag brand kitchen appliances available in a finish inspired by cast iron. Cast iron black is a hard-working, matte finish that is as tough as it is timeless, so you can trust it to help resist scratches while helping hide fingerprints and minor dents, and stand up to the everyday. Add an iconic look to your home with cast iron black kitchen appliances from Maytag brand. See it at Modern Appliance, 2102 Main, or online at modernappliancewoodward.com.
For 150 years, Sherwin-Williams has been an industry leader in the development of technologically advanced paint and coatings. As the nation's largest specialty retailer of paint and painting supplies, Sherwin-Williams is dedicated to supporting both your do-it-yourselfers and painting professionals with exceptional products, resources to make confident color selections, and expert personalized service that's focused on your unique project needs. Sherwin-Williams is your neighborhood paint store. Stop by and see them, 2101 Oklahoma Avenue, or call them 580-256-5861.
All right, after a quick techno break.
I was like, man, we are blowing through this. I didn't feel like we were here very long. But really, it was just the camera was dying.
So let's hope it keeps up.
And it's not Daniel, because he told us that he looks pretty.
I say, yes, thank you.
Good job, you're welcome.
So we got lots more questions. We talked a little during the break. I want to go over that again. Like, people ask questions like, how quick will this repay? And there's a lot more insulation than just blowing it in the attic, or efficiency.
Yes.
So,
Right.
let's talk about that again real quick.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of factors. If it's an older home and you don't have good windows or versus you have good replacement windows, that all determines whether your units in your air conditioner is 30 years old or 5 years old. A lot of different technologies have come along. Your units for air conditioning, heat are a lot more efficient than they used to be.
Right.
And so there's a lot of varying factors. I will add that if you just had a very small amount of attic insulation and you actually got your attic up to a recommendation, that you would see an instant difference in your utilities, and you could calculate real quick how fast that would pay back.
Yep. And then another thing you mentioned, R38 insulation is about how many inches?
That'd be with Owens Corning, which is our best materials in my opinion, just because they designed it about 10 years ago to stack well and not settle. R38's 13.25 inches is approximately what.
So you walk up there and if you can see your truss joists?
No.
If you will need insulation.
You will need insulation if you see your ceiling joists.
Yes.
You will need insulation. Yes.
That's a real good test. Walk up there. If you just see insulation, you have at least 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches.
Right.
If you don't, then if you see your ceiling joists, you should call.
Yeah. You should at least.
I know this is going to surprise you, but I actually haven't looked in my attic.
Should have the roofer as he came through into the garage. You could have looked as he passed.
My house was built in the 70s, and my neighborhood is, I don't know if I should say all these things out loud, but my house was poorly built, and we knew that. I mean, but it's really a good little house, actually. I stinking love my little tiny house, and now it has a yellow door, so it's particularly fantastic. But my roof was very old, and Brian was helping me kind of organize some things. So the roofer utility, and that has particle board, literally particle board decking. Have you heard of such a thing?
Your house was cheaply built.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to call it the particle board neighborhood, but maybe. So anyway, Brian says, don't, you gotta be careful, I don't know, what all did you tell him?
Walk on the trusses. When you walk on this roof, walk on the trusses.
I get a phone call. You got a hole in your garage now.
Wow.
But now I have now I have good decking and a new roof, and now I'm making my house to be a little more fantastic.
Next on the list might be insulation.
Next on the list definitely wants to be insulation and a new windows. But okay, so I think I would see the benefit because we know poorly built. We know that it doesn't have the insurance and insulation that it should have had back then. So it certainly isn't going to have it now with settling and those kinds of things, right?
Right.
And I have a year ago, brand new
And you
HVAC.
gotta understand
So,
that.
I mean, I think I would see a significant difference in my utilities.
You would, you probably would, I don't like.
I know,
to
you
be so
can't
sure.
guarantee it, but I
But
feel really
you
confident in it.
Yeah, well, you'll see a difference in the comfort zone, how quick you get to your comfort zone. When
Right.
you walk in the evening, you
Yes.
flip your air conditioner up or down a little
Right.
bit, instead of an hour for your house to cool down, 10
Right.
minutes, 15 minutes, and you definitely know the difference.
I agree.
But you gotta understand, in your older homes, it's not that everybody was cheap in building them. Utilities
Exactly.
were very inexpensive back then, and insulation, a lot of times, was a non-factor. You just turn your gas up when you get cold, because it only costs you $20 a
Right.
month. So, yeah, most everything built back, in the day needs an update, especially in your attic area.
Agreed.
Which will be the quickest way to receive your money back, and the quickest way to get to your comfort zone.
I think
In your house.
and comfort zone is the important thing, because our homes are that safe place and the comfort place and the place where we can finally relax, and you want to be comfortable in your home. And I think something like this, I hate spending money on something that you can't see, and that
Most
sounds,
girls do.
well, I know, and I'm not even
I'm just
typical.
picking on
No, but it's true. But I mean, you get joy when you go eat dinner with your family, and you have joy. I have joy every time I see my yellow front door. Like, we joke about that all the time. But every time I drive up, I'm like, oh, my house is such a happy little house. Like,
Right.
it does. It brings me joy. So I don't mind spending money on that.
Right.
It is harder to spend money on something that I can't see. But when I can feel it, then it makes a difference, because it goes back to that comfort. I know it sounds so silly, but homeownership is an emotional thing. It's not just numbers. I mean, I know you really want it to be numbers.
All about the numbers.
But it's not. I mean, that's why we sell homes, because it's an emotional thing. So, I mean, it's important. It gives us the comfort that we want. Okay, what is next? You had another question.
I do. Let's talk about, so when I was working on this building, I did a bunch of studying on foam insulation and open cell, closed cell, fiberglass blow in, roll in, all this stuff. Trying to figure out the best way to insulate this thing for my money. And all my buddies were like, yeah, foam that thing, 12 inches, whatever, not really, but they were just like, foam is the only way to go. So I called you, and I kind of had somebody lined up that's a friend of a friend that's going to come spray foam it, and he was all about, I don't know, it was going to be an astronomical amount of money. And I called you because I thought, well, I want a non-friend professional opinion.
Right,
Some guy just bought a spray rig and was spraying foam.
right.
And I think they do a great job now. I think they're learning. But you came up and we went through all the stuff. And after you told me what you told me, I ran into my Gary Whitcomb here, who is kind of in charge of the stuff around. I had him building the building contractor-wise. And he immediately said, well, that's exactly what I said to do. Sorry.
You know to listen to Gary.
I know he did.
I know to listen to Gary.
Everything I tried to change, he fixed.
Sometimes you tell me what to do, and I go and ask Gary.
Yeah,
I'm just
really?
kidding.
So yes, we did a combination. So we inch of spray foam on the outside walls,
That's correct.
and then we actually filled all the interior walls with cellulose
Netting.
netting.
You used L77 fiberglass from
Fiberglass.
Owens Corning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they netted it, filled it, because my theory was I was going to sheetrock, I was going to spray foam everything, and so when it comes to sound, you said the foam isn't as good as the fiberglass.
Well, on paper, foam, open cell foam is actually the best sound break. But when you have a product attached to the outside wall where the noise is coming from, then you get direct sound travel, just as it does through a stud in a wall.
Yeah.
So you don't have a cavity for that sound to bounce. So when you have fiberglass, you have little bitty air pockets for the sound to bounce before it comes through. So therefore you get a better sound break.
Right, I'm going to cut you off because we're out of time. I need to know how to get a hold of you.
580-214-0247 or 774-5230. And
You guys come
that's
to Woodward all the
580
time
also.
and do a great job. You did in
We're
my
in Woodward
office
constantly.
constantly. You did in my office and did a fantastic job and saved me about $10,000.
I wanted my wife to move up here years ago, and she told me, no, it's too cold. We're 2 counties south.
Turn up the heat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank y'all.
Your new favorite, Classic Hits 107.3 KLSI Moreland Woodward. Tell a friend.